All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're heading deep into the jungles of India, and we're going during the monsoon season. Now, this is a time when the whole landscape just explodes with life, but it's also by far the most dangerous time of year. Why? Because it's when people and snakes are most likely to come face to face.
And the danger we're talking about isn't some vague what-if scenario. No, it is incredibly specific. Listen to this. A staggering 90% of all fatal snake bites in India can be traced back to just one species of snake.
And here it is, the Russell's viper. It's part of a group known as India's Big Four, the most medically important venomous snakes in the entire country. This snake is fast, its venom is incredibly potent, and it's responsible for more human deaths than any other snake on the subcontinent.
So, what is it about the monsoon season that makes it so deadly? We'll get this. Over half of all snakebite deaths in India happen in just these few months. It's pretty simple, really. The heavy rains flood snakes out of their burrows and shelters, and that forces them to look for dry ground, which, all too often, means our homes and villages.
So you have to wonder, right? In a place with so much risk, who are the people that willingly walk toward that kind of danger, all to help both people and snakes? Well, we're about to meet our guide for this journey, a professional snake rescuer.
This is Abirup. He's only 23 years old. But get this, he's been neck-deep in wildlife conservation and snake rescue since he was just 3. His entire life has been built around understanding these incredible animals and, maybe more importantly, teaching the rest of us how to live alongside them safely.
You know, a huge part of Abirup's mission isn't just about handling snakes, it's about education. And that means slicing through generations of fear and myths to get to what's real. So let's unpack some of the biggest misconceptions out there.
Okay, this is where the picture starts to get really interesting. Out of more than 300 different species of snakes you can find in India, a full 95% of them are completely non-venomous, harmless. The ones that are actually dangerous make up just a tiny, tiny fraction of the snake population.
But here's the huge paradox. If 95% of the snakes are totally harmless, how is it even possible that 80% of all snake bites in the entire world happen right here in India? Well, that's the heart of the problem. You've got a massive human population living right next to a small but very potent group of venomous snakes, and most people have no idea how to tell them apart. Let's take one of the most unfairly hated snakes of all, the Indian rat snake. The old folktale is this crazy story about how it sneaks up, ties a cow's legs together, and then steals its milk. But the reality? Oh, it couldn't be more different. This snake is a farmer's absolute best friend, providing a free pest control service by eating 5 or 6 rats every single week. And if you want to put that in dollars and cents, or rupees, the Indian government spends about 8 crore rupees, that's roughly $1 million, every year trying to control rodents. The rat snake does that exact same job, protecting crops and stopping the spread of disease for free.
Okay, let's talk about the big one. The myth that's straight out of a horror movie, the idea of a vengeful snake. You know the story? If you hurt a snake, its mate will remember your face, track you for miles, and get revenge. It's a terrifying thought. But is any of it true?
The answer is a hard no. It's just not scientifically possible. A snake's brain simply isn't wired for complex emotions like revenge or the long-term memory you'd need for that. Its actions are driven by 3 basic things: defending itself, finding food, and making more snakes. They're not evil, they're just running on instinct. So talking about these facts is one thing, but seeing them put to the test in a real, high-stress situation, that's something else entirely. So let's tag along with Abirup on an actual rescue call. So picture this. The phone rings. A family is absolutely panicked. There's a big snake in their kitchen. In that moment, there is only one question on everybody's mind. Is it dangerous? How in the world are you supposed to know the difference when you're terrified?
And this is where that fear gets replaced by confidence. When Abirup shows up, he's calm. He quickly identifies it as another harmless rat snake. He even shows the family what to look for, those specific black lines under its eyes, and the tiger-like stripes on its tail. Yeah, it's acting defensive, but it is not a threat.
So the snake is safely secured and everybody can breathe again. But the rescue is not over, not even close. In fact, for a conservationist like Abirup, the most important step of the entire mission is about to begin: the release.
And this quote from him, well, it says it all, doesn't it? This work isn't about capturing animals, it's about respecting their place in the world. The things that belong to the wild need to stay in the wild so they can complete that cycle of nature.
And there's a strict professional process for all this. After the call comes in and the animal is safely captured, it has to be identified correctly. And that's critical, because from that point, rescuers have just 24 hours to get that snake back into a proper habitat where it belongs.
All of this, the myths, the rescues, the releases, it all funnels down to one single massive question. Because this was never just about one snake in one kitchen. It's about the much, much bigger picture of how we relate to the natural world.
And the stakes really couldn't be any higher. As Abhirup points out, we've taken the wild for granted for so long that some of the animals alive right now might only exist in pictures for our kids if we don't do something to protect them. And maybe this is the most important idea we need to wrap our heads around. We always talk about animals crossing our path, encroaching on our space. But the truth is, we're the ones building our cities, our homes, and our roads right through the middle of theirs.
Which leaves us right here with this one last crucial question. As our human world keeps getting bigger, is it really possible for us to learn how to coexist with wildlife? Can we make space for the very animals that keep our planet in balance? The answer to that, well, that's something we all have to decide together.